Have a small business? No worries. We specialize in small business tax returns and help you prepare your Schedule C profit and loss statement. Don't leave any money on the table. Get back every dollar you deserve from Uncle Sam. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today at 402-972-0557 or stop by our office located at 6311 Ames Avenue. Use our 24/7 Dropbox service for your convenience. Get the max back today. Advanced Tax Solutions now serving the Omaha community and all 50 states. Call 402-972-0557 today.
Advanced Tax is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7, The Boss.
Heart Ministry Center provides food, healthcare, and a way forward to families in Omaha experiencing poverty. You can make the holiday season brighter for your neighbors in need by donating today at heartministrycenter.org or by calling 402-451-2321. Thank you for your generous support.
Heart Ministry Center is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7, The Boss. LDB Enterprises is your one-stop shop. Purchase hundreds of household products such as toys, games, fashions, stainless steel accessories, electronics. Located at 7009 South 107th Street. Customers drop in Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. first Saturdays of every month. LDB Enterprises also engaged in providing PPE products such as N95 masks, KN95 masks, and other accessories. Also buy CD covers, DVDs, and USB accessories. Only at ldbmart.com. For more information, 402-991-1999. Only at ldbmart.com. LDB Enterprises is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7, The Boss. Oh yeah, y'all. Welcome to the Boss Morning Show. Welcome to the Boss Morning Show. It is, man, chilly outside, but it's supposed to get to about 50 today. So it's going to be nice later on today. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice, but it's supposed to snow, I think, on Sunday. That's what they predict. That's the forecast. It's the 18th of February, man. Time is going by quickly. You got to get things done, man. You know, tomorrow's not promised, so get things done while you can. Shouts out to all the drivers out there that's transporting our precious cargo, our young people. Without a doubt, baby, today is Black Friday. Oh, yeah, we encourage you to support a Black business. We have Black businesses all over this community, everywhere. Don't make no difference. We're in Southwest Omaha, West Omaha, South Omaha, or North Omaha. I know we got even some in the burbs as well as the bluff. So be purposeful and support a Black business. It'd be like the Titanic, y'all. You know, you got to support all sides of the city. We have to support all sides of the city if we truly want to see our city be a model city. All right. So let's get it done, y'all. But we got to do it together. We have to do it together. All right. So support your brothers and sisters in business, man. Without a doubt. Today is Black Friday, man. We are a research radio station. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We one of a kind, baby. No one do what we do. No one does what we does. I'm talking to past participle. So let's get it done, y'all. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt, greatness come from here. Without a doubt, baby, greatness come from here. So today is Black Friday. Oh, yeah, we got some guests coming in today. We got our chief coming in. Oh, yeah, we got Chief Todd Schmaderer. He's going to be coming in talking about the Lockett case in no-knock warrants. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about no knock warrants. About 8:30, we're gonna have the chief of police coming in, Chief Schmaderer. He'll be in around 8:30. Of course, we're gonna have my man Phil Rooney from the health department. He should be around about 7:30 today. Give you guys an update on the latest what's happening with the pandemic, y'all. Oh yeah, they're gonna be here live and live in color. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. They'll be here soon. All right. So we want to be proactive here at Omaha. We want to be proactive when it comes to these no-knock warrants. And so we want to get ahead of the game. We want to find out the procedures of our local police department. So everyone could be safe in our community. Those that have a warrant on them, but also those that are going to secure that warrant. This is just life, y'all. This is the world. We have criminality in every community. We have criminality in every community. So, law enforcement is necessary. I'm a former law enforcement officer. Probation. So let's participate. We're gonna learn the process. So again, everyone will have a safer environment when police have to execute warrants. Okay. But first of all, we're gonna play some music, y'all. I'm gonna try to drop some more new music today. Since it is Friday, we'll drop some more new music. So stick with us, y'all. Without a doubt, today is Black Friday. Be purposeful on supporting the black business. And if you black, what else you gotta do? What else you gonna do? It's a reflection of love of self. I encourage everybody to listen to the Man in the Mirror this morning. Go get Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. We got a lot of self-reflection in this community. We got a lot of self-reflection that we have to do. We can't continue to blame for our current situation. We're blaming our daddy because he's not around. My daddy wasn't around. And using that as an excuse. But y'all use it as an excuse because your daddy not around. Or your mama, etc., etc. We gotta leave this hurt alone. We gotta start separate responsibility for our own behavior or our lack of success. We gotta get it done. And Black Friday, we practice it for a reason. We are a research radio station. If you can't love yourself, how can others love you? It's just mathematically impossible. That's why every Thursday we practice love thyself. Because no one can love you more than you. And when you love yourself, other people will love you or envy you. But when you love yourself, it's a protection. Oh yeah, it's a protection from the devil. Oh yeah, the devil always attack people that he don't love or they don't love themselves. It's easy to penetrate a person like that, to influence them to do negative things that's hurting their own self or creating victims from their own hands. So this is Black Friday. We do things here for a reason, baby. We know that the economics, the increase of commerce decreases violence. We know that the increase of commerce decreases violence. We know the influx of money decreases violence. So they have research. Oh yeah, they have research subsets of people because of their economic or lack of economic wealth. And they've studied these people. These people are us. They study for 400-500 years. And so we got to stop and begin a new cycle. This cycle is loving thyself so you can support thyself. My man, Minister Neary, said that we want to blame white people for 99% of our problems. Oh, yeah, you Negroes. You want to blame white people for 99% of your problems. However, you spend 99% of your money with white folks. Oh, yeah, you spend 99% of your money with white folks. So how can you blame white folks? You can't. We got to tend to our business. We got to start spending 99% of our money with black folks, those that look like you. And then we can increase our own wealth. We can educate our own children. We can build our own businesses. We can provide our own jobs. But when you give 99% of your wealth to the majority, you working for them, then you give it back to them. Yes, you are. You working for them and you give it back to them. I call you, oh yeah, new massa. How are we ever going to get rich? How are we ever going to develop conduits of opportunities for the next generation? I know a lot of y'all got children and grandchildren. I know you want them to have a better life than you, but it takes work, baby. We can't stop the freedom train. The freedom train has not stopped. It's going to be judged in this time of what you did when the freedom train came. Oh yeah, you're going to be judged. God's going to ask you the question, did you keep the freedom train going? Did you add a little fuel to the freedom train? Did you provide a conduit of opportunity for the next generation? Did you help out your own cousins, your own nieces and nephews with your intelligent wealth? Oh yeah, that's going to be the question. This Black Friday, this Black Friday. And if you're a young person going to school today, you kidpreneur. Oh yeah, you kidpreneur. Got those ideas, those big ideals to change the world. I am you. Oh yeah, I was you. I was riding that bus just like you. I caught the bus just like you. I got Long Johns on just like you. Oh yeah, my mama prepared me, had Vaseline all on me. I was shining. So this is Black Friday, y'all. We got to participate in our freedom. And when the freedom train come, oh yeah, it's here. God's going to ask you, what did you do? Did you add some fuel to the freedom train? Did you propel the freedom train to help the next generation or your brothers and sisters? So this is about business. America brought black people over here not because they're racist. Oh yeah, I will argue against that. I would debate anyone that we were brought over here because white people are racist. No. We wasn't brought over here because white people are racist. I'm going to repeat that. We were not captured and brought over here as slaves because white people are racist. We were brought here because of capitalism. Oh yeah, we were brought here because of capitalism, man. It's not about racism. It's about capitalism. And we got to get in the capitalism game. We can't be a commodity no more. We can't be on the stock exchange. Our ancestors were on the stock exchange as commodities. Of course, we're commodities now, they say, because of the prison population. We're commodities to the corporation because they're using our brothers and sisters that's in the prison system for free labor or cheap labor. I think it's the transfer of slaves. Oh yeah, it's just the transfer of slaves from the cotton fields, the tobacco fields, and the sugar fields. Oh yeah, this depends on where the slave landed. If you was in the West Indies or the Central America, oh yeah, you was dealing with a lot of sugar and a lot of tobacco. If you was in America, you was dealing with a lot of cotton and a lot of tobacco. If you was in South America as a slave, You were dealing with a lot of tobacco, a lot of cotton, a lot of sugar. So it's Black Friday, y'all. I'm fired up. My last name is King. I come from the King plantation. Oh, yeah. I am a descendant. I am the cousin of B.B. King, Albert King. I am the cousin of Martin Luther King. You can't stop a king. So you ask, why am I like I am? That's my descendants. I just got back from Mississippi. It's Black History Month. Did you learn anything about the contributions of your brothers and sisters? Have you created less ignorance in self by learning about your brothers and sisters? Have you created more pride by learning about the contributions about your brothers and sisters? See, we always want to blame someone else. We spend a lot of time with the blame game. Oh, yeah, we like to blame. But I'm letting you know, we got the power, baby. So let's get it done. If we are children of God, then we have the ability to manifest things from the abstract to the concrete. If we're God children. So I'm working on my God skills. Without a doubt, baby. You working on your academic skills. I already been past that level. I already got my degree. I'm working on my God skills. You working on your athletic skills. I already got that. I'm an All-American, one of the best in the country. I'm the greatest dunker around here. So what's the last thing that Reverend New Hope have to do? Oh, yeah, the only hope you got. Reverend New Hope, the only hope you got. I got to see God. So how do you see God, young people? How do you see God? Oh, yeah, you just ask. And you walk towards your destiny. And so if you're meant to be an artist, walk towards it. If you're meant to be a singer, walk towards it. If you're meant to be an astronaut, walk towards it. If you're meant to be a scientist, walk towards it. God's going to provide. Oh, yeah, he will not, or she will not abandon you. I am you, a kid from Hilltop Projects, ashy elbows, ashy knees. They said I wouldn't amount to anything because I stuttered. But with the education of Omaha Public Schools, Bryan High, they said different. So it's Black Friday, y'all. We have to participate in our freedom. The freedom train is here. It's our time in time. And God's going to ask you, what did you do for yours and your children's freedom? My debate is that slavery still exists. It's just been a transfer of labor from the sugar, tobacco, cotton fields to the prison fields of America. Here in Nebraska, Black men only represent, I think, about 6% of the population, but we represent 60% of those in prison. Do you hear the numbers? I don't think you hear the numbers. Do you hear the numbers? I don't think you hear the numbers. We are 10 times more opportunity to go to jail than anyone else in this community. Black men die earlier than anyone else in this community. So what are we going to do? We have to participate. So we're going to play some music, y'all. We'll get right in the mix. We encourage you to support a Black business today. Here at 95.7 The Boss, man, we are a different type of station. We ain't no followers, baby. We ain't no copycats. We're the boss over here. And without a doubt, and we have responsibility to make sure that our children have conduits of opportunity, without a doubt. So we don't blame the next generation when this generation is in charge. We don't blame children when the adults set up the environment for the next generation. We don't blame teenagers because the adults set up the environment, the penal system, the lack of opportunities that exists for youth in this community. They don't create that. They're just subjects of it. And so here at 95.7 The Boss, we know we have a responsibility. We know we have thousands of kids going to school every morning. And I was a young lad listening to KBWH, Sweet 98, KOWH. You remember those words from Propagator, the Soul Regulator. This new song, Starting for Nothing, Boss Women. Let's wait. Okay, I'll be right down.
Started from nothing, but God made something to this. I started from nothing, I'm on one in a bliss. I'm on one, I'm headed to heaven. Forever I'ma live, forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I awaited and infatuated by that things he making perfect, God we make it. Started from nothing, but God made something to this. I started from nothing, I'm on one in a bliss. I'm on one, I'm headed to heaven. Forever I'ma live, forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I awaited and infatuated by that things he making perfect, God we make it. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. Yeah, nothing from something I ain't gotta prove. Them days was so cold, man, just like a cooler. We started from the bottom, just like a stool, but God brought us out like a bag of manure. Started in the hood where they shoot like Kyrie. Some days, man, I was worried. Had to pray, Lord have mercy on. I was protected the whole time. When I looked up and seen more time, I was down bad, but I came up on a slow grind. Then I got signed all the time. When I seen a lot, been through a lot, man, I could've killed myself, or I could've stopped, yeah. But God brought me out. This is bigger than music, I hope that you see that we started from nothing, but God made something that is. I started from nothing, I'm on one in a bliss. I'm on one, I'm headed to heaven. Forever I'ma live, forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I awaited and infatuated by the things he making perfect, God we make it. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. I started from nothing, I'm on one in a bliss. I'm on one, I'm headed to heaven. Forever I'ma live, forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I awaited and infatuated by the things he making perfect, God we make it. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. Yeah, all of that pressure I'ma apply today. Getting it now, I know I can't wait. Foot on the gas, I ain't got no brakes. Headed to heaven, oh I can't wait. Nothing from something, that's what God makes. I'm on one today, and I ain't talking Drake. It's about to go down, just like a flake. Them blessings is falling right up on my plate. I'm feeling amazing. Yeah, what's the occasion? Yeah, the elevation. Yeah, now celebrating. Cause we started from nothing. Yeah, started from nothing. Yeah, started from nothing. Yeah. We celebrating cause we started from nothing, yeah. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. I started from nothing, I'm on one in a bliss. I'm on one, I'm headed to heaven. Forever I'ma live, forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I awaited and infatuated by the things he making perfect, God we make it. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. I started from nothing, I'm on one in a bliss. I'm on one, I'm headed to heaven. Forever I'ma live, forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I awaited and infatuated by the things he making perfect, God we make it. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. Started from nothing, but God made something that is. Yeah.
All right. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bloods. We'll get back to some music. We got our guest in the house, my man, Phil Rooney from the Dutch County Health Department. The numbers are going down. We've been watching. So that means that you guys have been listening.
Things are certainly going well.
Yeah.
We know the surge was going to subside at some point, but people have been doing a lot of good things. And we'd sure like to believe this is the last surge, but we can't expect that. So we want to keep doing the right things to stay healthy. And we have to be ready in case there's another surge, because it's you don't want to gear down too far.
No.
So time will tell. But it's the numbers are way down from where they were 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
We're even like at a moderate level of transmission as opposed to high, which is really good.
Okay.
That's but it's there's still a lot of people sick and a lot of people in the hospital.
Right.
But hospital numbers have come down by I think we're getting close to the point of being down a half where they were for the COVID cases. There's still a lot of people in the hospital. That's more for elective surgeries and that sort of thing.
Right.
But COVID cases were at over 400. I off the top of my head, 2.5 weeks ago. Now it's 200 and some, I think, who are in the hospital.
Okay.
So still a lot of people sick from COVID, but it's distinctly better than it was. That's for sure.
It's like the death rates have gone down too, haven't they?
Well, we're still having a lot of deaths because those are going to lag. We don't get death reports right away. Somebody has to file a they have to fill out a death certificate. It has to come to us. And then we verify whether COVID was a factor. If somebody writes history of COVID, we call back, did it contribute to their death? And that's determined not by us, not by the health department. We just record these things.
Right.
But it's determined by the attending physician or the county coroner. And they also have to have a positive COVID test.
Okay.
So if they had COVID, recovered, and die of something else, it's not a COVID death.
Okay.
And I know that because I don't get to see a lot of death certificates, but it's something I've had a discussion discussed with the people who do keep those records.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Omaha, the burbs are blessed right now. We are talking to my man Phil Rooney. He's a representative of Dulles County Health Department, and every Friday for the last couple of years, we've been highlighting the do's, the don'ts, the trends, the rumors. And we attack everything. So we can get you guys the best information so you can make the best decision for your lives, without a doubt. And so we have to bring in people that are responsible for our lives. And the health department during health crises are responsible. They're the top people. They're actually more important than the president, really. Because
more direct effect on your life, probably.
Yeah, without a doubt, because you can't be guided if you're not alive. You can't be governed if you're not alive.
Health is rather fundamental.
Yeah.
So you may remember a couple of weeks ago, Jamin Johnson was in here, our health equity advisor, and I'm sure he'll be back. But we were in meetings with him yesterday with both the North and South Omaha community, talking about what they would like to see from us, how we can do better, and listening to the community. So I am certain some good things are going to come out of this.
Good.
So that's some other areas we can be talking about in the future as we move along, when hopefully we don't have COVID to talk about.
Well, it's like it's coming. Have we reached herd immunity? Because it's like it's
nowhere near.
So
I would say we're about. I think it's either high 60s or 70% of the population. Of the whole county population is vaccinated. It needs to be 85 to 90 are the estimates.
Okay.
So there's still a lot of people out there are sick. We know the vaccine fades over time, its effectiveness, like the flu vaccine does, like the other vaccines you have to have renewed. And we still have that entire population under 5 that isn't vaccinated. And that's, thousands more people, young people in the county and so far, they haven't been seriously affected for the most part, but still they can get sick. They can pass it on. The disease keeps changing if they get it. So it's important to get them vaccinated. And planning was done on that yesterday. We had expected heading into last weekend, it looked like the FDA and the CDC were probably going to approve a vaccine for the younger kids. And they rolled that back. They pulled it and said, no, we want more research. So that should provide some assurance to people that yes, they are working very seriously to make sure we get this right.
Without doubt, because the young people, you don't have an influx of young people dying. I mean, this country will go crazy.
Oh yeah, and we don't want them getting the disease and passing it on to others who may be more vulnerable, or allowing the disease to continue to change.
Well, we encourage them to take their time because I call them precious cargo, and they're the next generation. And if they
are indeed precious cargo.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we encourage them to take their time so they can get it right.
But I want to talk. Remember, a couple of weeks ago we were having over 1,000 new cases a day. Yesterday we had 98 confirmed new cases.
Okay, so it's going way down.
That's way down.
So since do you think people are going to get relaxed, even the medical profession, to create the still awareness, the hyper local awareness?
I'm already afraid that's happening because we have fewer, we aren't getting as many people into clinics as we were a few weeks ago. And so, that is a concern. We don't want people to be paranoid running around, but we want to, just be aware, do the things you need to do to protect yourself, make good choices, follow, scientific advice. We've got, remember to take care of yourself, eat healthy, and take the medications that you've been advised to take by your provider. Practice good hand hygiene, which, as you and I have discussed, we hope everybody is all the time anyway, but doesn't hurt to have a reminder.
Right.
Consider, whether you really want to go into a large indoor crowd for an event, like I may very well do Sunday afternoon down at the CHI Health Center when Marquette comes to town to play Creighton. But, think about it. Think what you need to do to make yourself as, minimize your risk there.
Right.
It's still, we certainly would encourage people to wear a face covering if they're around strangers or when they're out and about. At least, give it some thought.
Now, is a mask mandate still going on?
That was lifted on Wednesday.
Okay.
But we still have vaccine clinics today at the health department. And then tomorrow, part of our Black History Month initiative, we are at St. John's AME Church, which I believe is about 2 blocks east of here.
Yes.
And Girls Inc., we're going to be there from noon to 3. We're at St. John's AME from 10 to 1. That's a beautiful church. I've been there for Martin Luther King celebration.
Yes. I think they're having a celebration soon, too.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, we're in South Omaha at the Plaza de la Raza Mariachi Band.
Okay.
And that'll be from noon to 2.
Okay. They're going to be jamming over there.
I think that sounds like it's going to be a wonderful event. To
Who's playing? Is that Marco's though?
No, it's our friend Ben Salazar helped line that up, and he told me, and it's not a name I don't recognize him.
Okay. Yeah, you got to give new blood some opportunity to showcase their talents.
But this does remain a very serious concern. We have 1,050 deaths confirmed in the county. Yep. So that's, if we had 1,050 deaths in the last 2 years from some other cause, people would be going out of their mind, I think.
Okay. So what's the normal for flu?
Well, I think normal for flu in the state would be like in the 20s in a bad year.
Okay. Man, that is a significant difference.
Yeah. I mean, we have no pediatric deaths from flu this season.
Okay.
We have 2 confirmed adult deaths. Adult deaths are not required to be reported. Flu deaths are not required to be reported to us. So our staff will at some point go through the death certificates and see if flu is listed as a cause of death for some individual by the county coroner or a attending physician will determine that. But they aren't required to let us know about that.
Okay. Anything else that we need to be looking out for or paying attention to?
No, just let's feel good, not let down our guard, but things are definitely heading in the right direction, and it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling.
I'm concerned though.
You got to be concerned, but
I'm concerned.
Thanks.
Like you said earlier, I mean, people are relaxing and letting their guard down, and the surge come back up. And so I'm really concerned about that right there, because people are, and still the paranoia in the community still exists.
And we're still going to be working on building trust there. The African American community is trailing in vaccinations rate, and it's been hit hard. I saw the statistics yesterday that the community with the highest percentage of vaccinations is actually the Hispanic community, edge out the white community. A higher percentage of the Hispanic community has been vaccinated than the white community.
Oh, really?
By like a point.
Okay.
But so that's very encouraging. But I don't think we're satisfied with percentage of either one, and we certainly continue to work in this community to get more people vaccinated. As you see, we're providing the vaccine tomorrow, right in the heart of the community, to a couple of very important institutions. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think people need to make sure that they address any mental health issues they have. There should not be any stigma for that. Board of Health meeting on Wednesday, there was a discussion and presentation about the efforts done to eliminate the stigma associated with behavioral health issues. And there will be efforts going ahead to make those services more available and continue to remove the stigma from that, because it's real. The brain is an organ that can have issues just like your kidney, your liver, your heart.
Right.
So, I mean, you should not be ashamed of it. It is not a sign of weakness. It's mental health issues are very real and they're treatable.
Mm-hmm. Well, the foundation of our station, we're a research radio station. Our goal is to modify behavior. I'm a social scientist. My degree is in behavioral science. And so I know for a fact that everyone is struggling from isolation and just 2 years of change in regards to this pandemic. It's created fear, psychosis,
and just exhaustion, mental fatigue.
Yes. So. Yeah, and you guys got to take a break. Everybody have to take a break sometime.
Got to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without a doubt. And so if you're a single mom, make sure that we got a lot of single moms. Make sure that we get everyone involved in your children's life so you can take a break. All right, because everybody needs a little break here and there because
just get my grandson the other night.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is such a joy anyway.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I do the same thing. I keep my grandkids so the parents can have some me time. Some mental health time. Really, it's really mental health time, man. And if you got sick leave, I used to do this every once in a while when I used to work for corporate America. At least once a month or at least once every quarter, you should call in sick and take a mental health day for yourself. And do something for yourself. You've been working for your job for 90 days, so take one day for yourself. I don't think that nothing's wrong with that, especially if you got sick leave. Take it and take a mental health day and love on yourself because it is tough out here. 3-day weekend in Kansas City, it goes a long way, or Chicago or Denver,
St. Louis.
St. Louis, only 6 hours away. If you get a flight Frontier to Denver, you can get a flight for like $70. You can get it today. So it's really cheap because Frontier flies and Allegiant. So if you pre-plan, you get it for like $30-some one way.
Wow.
So
you sound like the smart traveler there, Mr. King.
I like to travel. Because I take mental health days. And when I say I'm going to the desert to go see God, I'm going to get away from everything, not answer my phone that has a 402 area code on it. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
I leave everything and then I just concentrate and just relax your mind because, like I said, your mind is an organ. If you don't rest it, it'll break down just like any other part of your body.
Being in different places is so good for you to learn more about other people, customs, learn about the rest of the world. Sometimes getting to other places anymore isn't a lot of fun.
Right.
But it's really great to love experiencing new places, new cities.
So I encourage you guys, go visit a small city in Nebraska. Every once in a while, I'll take my grandson. We'll drive to Fremont, because that's my town, Fremont. Oh yeah, my picture up there. I'm world class up in Fremont. They love me. So
your Midland college history. I see your hat there.
Yeah, I got my Midland college history.
I see Midland has a basketball recruit from North High heading that way, young Mr. Strong.
Yeah. And a few football players going up there. Midland actually has the most varsity college sports in the state of Nebraska. Also, if your child loves video games, Midland University is the only college in Nebraska that have I think the only college in Nebraska, might be another one, that have a video team. I forget what they call them. I think they call it a video team. And they play other schools in a video games. So I don't know what they call it, but you can get a degree in it. You can get a degree in it. They got to be making millions of dollars, those guys that's developing all this software, and they got to fix it. So somebody makes. So you might as well be in the game. So university, I'll be bragging off my education all the time, and that's where I got it from. I'm an ologist. I studied too many ologies for y'all guys.
Okay, Mr. Ologist, that's pretty good. Here is our most recent news release.
But for anything else going on, you think I just read pollen is already showing up already.
Well, we do have our air quality group does have have its own Twitter account, post that, but generally air quality around here. But if you go to our go to the health department, you can click on a link and find out what the air quality is and get that. Air quality generally in this part of the country is pretty good. But and often when it isn't, it's really hot weather and it's car exhaust that contributes to ground level ozone, or it's from those large forest fires or grass fires in other parts of the country that blow in here.
Okay.
But as dry as it is, I think we all have to be aware of, the potential for grass fires around here.
I think it's a warning. They have a warning. I believe
it is a red. Those come from the National Weather Service, but it is something that everyone needs to be aware of. And there would be if there's a large grass fire in the area, it certainly could contribute to problems for people who have asthma. And we know asthma is a very real concern.
Without doubt. Shouts out to Omaha Public Power District. I know that I think they're closer to transitioning one more of their stack to electric. And so that's going to decrease the emissions from the power plant. And so, people are doing things to make our community a little healthier. The Sierra Club have been advocating the community to make sure that our environmental health is also a key in regards to decreasing asthma.
Well, yeah, and the climate is at least unusual. I would have to say we have this. I think it is my understanding this is the first February in a long time, if not on record, where we have yet to have any snow.
Yeah. Yes.
And we're way behind on moisture that way. That much I know. But
there
are other people who are experts in that.
Well, Phil, I've grown up here and as a young lad in grade school, especially junior high, going to school, it snowed. And when it snowed in November, it stayed on the ground until almost March.
Well, and last year, didn't we have about 3 feet of snow? This year, I don't think I'm not sure if we have 6 inches of snow.
Right.
So we also know that around here that can change in a hurry, but it doesn't appear to be. And there are.
I'm concerned about drought, and no one's really talking about it. I mean, because actually, Nebraska in this area we haven't got a lot of rain or snow.
Yeah, and there is a drought mitigation center at the University of Nebraska, which certainly could provide you some excellent information on that. I believe we are in a drought. I would have to look at a map. That's not my area of expertise. I'm not the source to quote on that. But those who are interested certainly should look into it. And it's our climate, so I suppose we all should be interested because it's the only climate we have to live in.
Period. What's your website for the health department?
www.douglascountyhealth.com. A lot of information on there about any number of areas. We will be closed on Monday for President's Day holiday.
Okay.
So, but there's a lot of services on there, and a lot of good things are coming down the line as we continue to. You may remember about 2 years ago, the Board of Health approved a resolution citing racism as a public health crisis, and of course then COVID exploded. We still made some progress, worked a lot towards that, but I think people are going to start seeing a lot more. We do have the health equity advisor. He has a team of people who work with him, and there's a health equity team inside the Department of Employees who are involved in that. I'm one, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot of things in the community.
Is that report accessible on your website?
The resolution is on there,
okay.
and I'm sure we'll be reporting out as we move forward. But we had excellent meeting yesterday with a lot of people the community would know. Pastor Portia was in that. Doris Lassiter was involved in that. A lot of other individuals from the community were some really good ideas.
Okay, great. All right. Brother Phil, anything else?
No, I think I might as well head in the office and start the countdown to the weekend. Hopefully it'll be an uneventful day. Hopefully we'll have more good news on the COVID front. And but everybody, please take care of yourselves out there. And remember, our information line is open at 402-444-3400.
All right. And then if you have any problems as far as mental or whatever else, there's just resources out here in the community. Of course, you can go to Douglas County website for some referrals. But also you can call 211 and they can refer you to many agencies that can guide you towards receiving help.
Yeah, that Nebraska Family Health Line is quite a resource as well. That it's it's a good first step.
Okay.
And here is the number 1-888-866-8660.
Remember, mental health, you cannot separate the mental from the physical. Remember that, y'all. You cannot separate the mental from the physical. Most of the propaganda, or I say propaganda, most of the media has been towards the physical. Wash your hand, wear your mask, social distance. That's physical. But you cannot separate the mental from the physical because your mind is in your body. And so it's important that you also take serious about your mental health. 17,000 teachers across Nebraska indicated that our children are having mental health issues. Who do those children live with? Who do they stay with? And so if children are dealing with mental stress, and then the adults are also. So let's be proactive. Let's be a little bit more patient with each other. Let's take time outs. That's one thing we should do. Take a deep breath, exhale it. And sometimes you need to go outside and leave a situation. Let's lose all those things that would create calmness, because right now our brains also need healing too. Everybody's brain on Earth, no one is excluded from this. And so our mental health is also important as well as our physical health, because you cannot separate the mental from the physical. Brother Phil, what's the phone number to Dulles County Health Department, just in case they don't have no computer access?
Okay, 402-444-3400 is the information line. That's the fastest source to get direction, help, anything you may need. There are other lines, but that's the one that's going to get you the fastest answers.
Cool. Brother Phil, we appreciate you. Stay healthy. Have a great weekend, big brother.
I'll do that. Always glad to come by. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity, William.
No problem, big brother. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs, the NOI. We're going to take a break real quick. And then we're going to be right back with you. So check this song out. It's a new song, Chosen One. Surrender. Boss with me.
I'm the chosen one, yeah. My brother hand me the torch, said, young, you better run. Put your foot on the gas, don't let them none. Do the dash of the bird out. Flip the brain on your stern wheel. Better not miss your turn, no. Family dependent, gotta work out. I gotta really go hard, cause none of this is for certain. But I'm gonna get to $1. Gotta make sure my little brother's scholars. And you know, I'ma spoil them. Know that mama up there watching out for them. I ain't really worried, but I'm gonna give them their needs. For my family, I bleed. Money don't grow on trees. I do the cross, get cream. I risk it all for the team. You'll see that I say. NFL gets lazy. Roll around with some demons. Never trying to get even. So I gotta stop at the beam on. This life get dangerous. Go switch sides. Ain't changing up. That's strange to us. These fees be your homies. I had it down. You don't come around. Cause you think that you owe me. I'm 100 and thought I never fell. So don't go acting phony. When it start to pile, not you the walking trophy. I get whatever you please. Just don't catch and cold. Cause when it's time to ride, you gon' slide. Ay, just in case I got that thing that bang up on my side. Only got one shot up in this life. This is do or die. So I'm gon' get it out. I'm jumping off the post. I swear that we gon' ball. Ain't no fall. Mama, I did it. I put my baby on the flight. We going to talk business. We in Miami. Can't make up this life I'm living. Yeah, I'm gon' get it. Ain't no wishes. Stay consistent. It's all about repetition, baby. Got out the mud. I'm beating the odds. It feel so amazing. They said I couldn't do it, so you put it on God. Yeah, you must be crazy. Sip pants, I'm ready for war. Any weapon to get you shot for. You the op, ain't with y'all. From a block, then you know how I rock. I got real hitters in the spot. With pies, real hood thoughts with the moms. Cops kill us cause they want it. Trying to make it out of the trauma. PTSD come around when you. Cause you rap, be careful when you come here. Can't run faster than a bullet in a cornfish. Yeah, it's amazing. Trying to make it out of this place. Follow me and lead the way. Don't go straight, stay tunnel vision when you feel the pain. Gotta keep your head up through the rain. Bad days don't last always. Stay tunnel vision when you feel the pain. Gotta keep your head up through the rain. Bad days don't last always. Bad days don't last always. Bad days don't last always. Chosen one, yeah. My brother hand me the torch, said, young, you better run. Put your foot on the gas, don't let them none. Do the dash, let burn out. Put the brain on your stern wheel. Better not miss your turn, no. Family dependent, gotta work out. I gotta really go hard, cause none of this is certain. Cause none of this is certain.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We get down, baby, don't you run away. Explore inside your ocean, yeah, let me ride away. You know nobody got you like I got you, keep you safe. And if you ever need me, I won't be a minute. We get down, baby, don't you run away. Explore inside your ocean, yeah, let me ride away. You know nobody got you like I got you, keep you safe. And if you ever need me, I won't be a minute. Gotta keep my guard up, my heart playing defense. But you know we stuck to each other like me and Steven. Sometimes when we fighting, I wish we could just leave it. Every time we lie to each other, what do we believe in? I don't wanna fight no more. Pull up on you in the night, do you right no more? From the minute that I met you, yeah, I knew your word. It ain't easy when it's feeling, can you trust my words? I'll pick up my phone and answer your calls. We ain't gotta argue, don't need reason to fall. Your presence is a drug and your love is a buzz. We get down, baby, don't you run away. Explore inside your ocean, yeah, let me ride away. You know nobody got you like I got you, keep you safe. And if you ever need me, I won't be a minute. We get down, baby, don't you run away. Explore inside your ocean, yeah, let me ride away. You know nobody got you like I got you, keep you safe. And if you ever need me, I won't be a minute. When you shoot a tag, you know that I'll slide through. Even when I don't have it, I'll still provide for you. If it ever came to it, I'll say that I'm for you. Flew you out to Cali so that we could change the view. My boo thing, we can make it work like a 9 to 5. I'm staying cloudy, yeah, you know you mine. These got nothing on you, so you'll be fine. You'll have my time, tell them to get in line. I'll pick up my phone and answer your calls. We ain't gotta argue, don't need reason to fall. Your presence is a drug and your love is a buzz. We get down, baby, don't you run away. Explore inside your ocean, yeah, let me ride away. You know nobody got you like I got you, keep you safe. And if you ever need me, I won't be a minute. We get down, baby, don't you run away. Explore inside your ocean, yeah, let me ride away. You know nobody got you like I got you, keep you safe. And if you ever need me, I won't be a minute.
I'm a cheap sinners, but I ain't blaming my flesh. I gotta blame myself. Seem like some things just never change. Christ be my example. Enoch had the same sin in his flesh. Elijah left in the flame chariot to beat the test in the line. I'm next. I just wanna be great. Never lose my faith. Seem like some things just never change. I just wanna be great. And never lose my place. Seem like some things just never change. Yeah. Ain't it strange how we cause our own pain? We also cause our own gain. I like to soak in the rain. No training seemed pleasant at the time. In fact, it seemed really painful. Let's try to see a different angle. That he don't get what you can't handle. Have you forgot this word of hope? Don't worry about tomorrow, cause tomorrow everybody's on. Love your enemies, pray for those who want you dead and gone. Ask it will be given, search and you will find. It will glorify your Father if you let your light shine. My identity in Christ, in the word I find mine. You a God, child of the Most High. There's power in your faith, it don't matter what stage it is. I just wanna be great. Never lose my faith. seem like some things just never change. I just wanna be great and never lose my place. Seem like some things just never change. Praise the Lord the way you wanna praise Him. I ain't waving my hands, I'm in the tough man stance. Till I feel His spirit move and He tell me to dance. Now I'm all in the trance. I can feel it from my feet all the way to my hands. Make you cry sometimes, no matter how big the man. His glory covered the heavens, His praise filled the earth. I can't wait to be fully me after the curse when He reshapes the earth. I ain't be the highest mountain, I ain't counting. And I ain't tripping on no fake either. Really, I need more time to get my life together. I know you see those signs, it be all in the weather. If you have grown to know the light, believe, and you can leave. Get some people together and build a team with it. If they was taught by the Spirit, then they'll agree, they'll feel it up. I just wanna be great.
You are King. You are King. You are King. Yeah, you are King. You are Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. All creation bows before you. Lord, you are the great I am. There's nobody like you. That's who you are. I'm gonna lift my hands and give you glory. Lord, you are the great contender. Powerful in all your ways. Every nation will call you Father, for you are the Ancient of Days. You are the sovereign Savior. Indescribable God, you are. Yeah, you are King, great and mighty. Are you Lord? Yeah, I give you all of the glory, and I declare in this place that you are Lord. 'Cause heaven and earth belong to you. You are the great contender. You reign. You reign. There's nobody like you, God. You're high, you lifted up. And your kingdom will reign forevermore. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It will reign forever. Yeah. You're too high to get over, too low to get under. You're unshakable, unmovable. You reign forever and ever. Ooh. Yahweh is the great God, and we ascribe glory to your name. We're here to proclaim Yahweh is the great God, and we ascribe glory to your name. Oh, you are the strong and mighty. You're the mighty God, yes you are. Glory and honor. Alpha, Omega, the ancient of and we ascribe glory to you, our King. You are King. You are King. You are King.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful song. That's Millicent Crawford, y'all. Millicent Crawford, our very own Millicent Crawford. You are king, without a doubt. Today is Black Friday. You know, today is Dr. Dre's birthday. Dr. Dre is an American rap singer and producer who is sometimes referred to as the most influential rap producer of all time. Dre was born as Andre Romello Young, February 18th, 1965 in Compton, California. Today is birthday. Shout out to Dre. They just did a Super Bowl party. Also, birthday is born Shyla Anthony Woodford, February 18, 1931 in Lorraine, Ohio, to parents of George and Ella Woodford. Novelist Toni Morrison grew up in a working class family. So shouts out to and happy birthday to Toni Morrison, famous author. She received her BA at Howard University after majoring in English and minoring in classics. She got her master's degree in English at Cornell University and taught at Howard and Texas Southern University before entering the publishing world as an editor at Random House. All right. Shouts out to Miss Toni Morrison. Happy birthday. Also in 1867, an institution was founded at Augusta, Georgia, which was later become Morehouse College. Following its relocation to Atlanta, Morehouse is one of the most prestigious Black colleges in the nation. Shouts out to Morehouse for their. I've been down to Morehouse down in Atlanta, Clark Atlantic, and then there's another college there, right in Atlanta, right on the same environment. So, you know, this Black history, we encourage you also to research the contributions of Black Americans. We're not an immigrant. So it is Black History Month. Shout out to, a lot of people don't know, our president, President Ford, who is from Omaha, extended, again, remember, extended the celebration of Negro Week to Black History Month. So greatness come from here, y'all. I keep telling y'all, greatness come from this area. So shouts out to the Burbs, the Bluffs, the O. The NOI, Nebraska, Omaha, Iowa. It is, what time is it? It is 8:12. Play some more music real quick. I'm gonna try to find some new music. I know a lot of people have been sending me music. I've just been busy. So if I don't get it played today, I'm gonna get it downloaded this weekend and Monday rotation. Also, we're gonna be starting some new shows. If you do new music, send it to me. Email it to William at 957FM The Boss. That's William at 957FMTheBoss.com. Email your radio tracks there, and we will evaluate them, see if they can get them on the air. We also going to be pushing our 1690 more. And so if you do have unclean music, we can play it on that station since it's an internet-based station. We're also going to be offering memberships to 95.7 The Boss. You can become members. We are a nonprofit radio station. We are a nonprofit organization, and we can have members. And so we're looking for artists as well as community supporters to be members of Omaha Community Broadcasting, 95.7 The Boss, so we can, increase our listenership, but also our membership, so we can, offer perks to those that support the station. And so if you're an artist, eventually you'll get, rotation for your membership, for your monthly dues. And so we're going to be doing a lot of changes here in the next few weeks. We want you guys to stay tuned. Also, make sure you download our app. A lot of people said that we have some static in areas of the city. And the reason why, because we're a low power station. We are a low power station. So some areas, the low line areas, you will hear some static in the music. And so to avoid that, you can download our app. We're on TuneIn app. We're going to do a better job of promoting that app. We're on TuneIn app. I know the next generation, that's all they do is listen to stuff on the go. And I know a lot of you guys listen to Pandora or whatever on the go, or Spotify. You can listen to us doing the same thing and get local information that's necessary for you to stay in the know. We're destroyed because of lack of knowledge, y'all. We're destroyed because of lack of knowledge, not because we don't have the intelligence. We just lack information that can help us in our journey. All right. So if you have some information that can help out a neighbor, share it. Share the information, y'all. You get paid by God tenfold. Man can only pay you once. Well, they can't pay you more, but they just want to pay you once. God gonna pay you tenfold. So let's do the right thing. Let's share some information. Let's bless someone else. What's wrong with blessing someone else by giving them information that can help them in their endeavors? We all have different skill sets. And so when I get good information that I know it's going to help someone else, I email it to them. If I know it's a women event that can help out women in business, I email it to the women that I know so they could take advantage of it, or funding or grants. We got to pass the information, y'all. We can't be selfish. Or it's going to be a reciprocal, a cycle effect where someone's going to do the same thing to you. We have to get out of this cycle of perpetual of non-love, a perpetual crab in a barrel mentality. We got to get rid of that. Here at 95.7 The Boss, oh yeah, we don't participate in the ignorance. I know it's tough when I say my adjective, verbs, and prepositional phrases. I'm trying to be a little bit more polite in my delivery. But sometimes you got to be specific so they know you ain't about it. So Omaha, the Birds of Bless is 8:17. Let me play some more music real quick. Today is Black Friday. We encourage you to support a Black business. And if you Black, that's your responsibility to support your brothers and sisters. We can't continue to blame others when we're not participating in our own freedom. We can't blame others when We had opportunities to go to school and we didn't get ours. You didn't get yours. We can't keep blaming others when you are making decisions to do wrong and not right. Quit blaming other folk. You always say you believe in God. Well, give God a chance. Give God a chance to get over any obstacle that's put before you. That's what I do. And I am you. Without a doubt, baby. I am you. So let's get it done. Let's have that self-esteem, that self-confidence, that self-respect. That's necessary to go to the next level. No one loves you more than you. It's impossible. So love yourself without a doubt. Today is Black Friday, y'all. And to my brothers and sisters of other hues, all your HUES hues, that means different colors, different communities, different geographical areas. Support your brothers and sisters. Support your neighbors. So when a tide come in into the harbor, everyone can rise at the same time. What's wrong with showing a little bit of love to your neighbor? Y'all preach about it. Y'all teach about it. Y'all pray about it. But no one's about it. Let's be about it, y'all. Let's be intentional. Let's raise the economic standards in our community. The Sherwood Foundation and the White Family Foundation just did a research study where they gave poor single mothers monies to see if their babies will be stimulated. And even babies, as they concluded their research, even the babies recognize a economic shift in their homes. They were only given $333, but whatever that $333 did, it created a positive vibrations or communications, or it created something that even the babies recognize. So we need to focus on commerce. Even the babies recognize economic shift, and they can't even communicate. So we need to focus on economics, y'all. We have to be purposeful on supporting each other. We have to support these small businesses, the mom and pops that are providing our goods and services. We have to keep our brothers and sisters' doors open. So let's support them, y'all. Let's get it done. It is 8/21, y'all. Today is Black Friday. We're purposeful over here. We are and the only research radio station in the world. Our goal is to modify our behavior so we're better individuals, better family members, and better citizens, without a doubt. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. Let me see who we got over here. And then, of course, hold on a second. I'm going to give y'all some Loot Squad. Boss with me. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs, the NOI. Nebraska, Omaha, Iowa. Shouts out to my man, all the Loot Squad. Boss with me.
I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came. I'm a ogre, getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. On my way to the castle, I'm feasting on sewer rat. Can't wait to slay the dragon and get Fiona back. High stakes, high reward. Cop Snow White cooked up 7 dwarves. Mama say be a leader, not a follower, boy. This Peter Pan peanut butter got us ballin', boy. A pot of pissing, so I'm out the window. Fully loaded extendo hanging out the rental. Dog food, I need my bits and kibbles. Bad news, I'm out the Vic kennel. My mama never knew about my hustling or my whereabouts. Dope fiend rentals or the contraband in her house. All I knew was go and get it, nigga, when the lights were out. Fiending for the money, yeah, gritting, foaming out the mouth. I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came.
Stay on my visit to the cows come in. And me and Dog flip them like they tumbling. Man, I want that 5, I want that whole 10. I seen that shit across the border like a Mexican. If we get where I'm from, they call it traffic again. If you don't work, you don't eat. That's common sense. Money on my mind, man, and how to get it. 12 ways to get paid, man, I'm all with it. Shovel in the dirt because I dig hard. My girl like it in the bed because I stay hard. Running through the streets like a dog off the leash. Half man, half a mason, but I'm all beast. Foaming at the mouth when it's time to eat. So be work of the dog when I show my teeth. Foaming at the mouth when it's time to eat. So be work of the dog when I show my teeth. What?
I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came.
Never cared to me. All my friends were secret. TT John Bob that sent me back to live with mama. Hopped up off the break. I'm focused on my vision. That's when I met my hitter. That Illinois bringing all the noise, nigga. Put me in that blue bar and taught me how to talk. He never touched you. Close your mouth. Open your ears. See, you can't have my back unless your mind is clear. I'm speaking to the money that is thick. Survival of a coon, no hesitation. Never made a missing money. I stay loyal to my hustle. Move that man about the way. He ain't bringing back that butter. Mississippi, what they call me. Eerie when I walk in. Terror never stalling. I come out swinging if I'm back against the wall. Yeah, I'm never dime a dozen. I got a point. Going stupid dumb. Too bad on them. That go for my and that go for my too. Never change a soul up. Every day they judging you. Mama wrote them chronicles and that's who I pay homage to. Close your mouth. Open your ears. See, you can't have my back unless your mind is clear. You can't have my back unless your mind is clear. I'm getting to the mind.
They're on me.
Oh, it's out that Loot Squad. We got the chief coming in. The chief of police should be coming in soon, y'all. We're gonna be talking about the no-knock warrants, but we're gonna keep the music going, y'all. Next up, my man Brandon. Shouts out to Sarpy County Jail, Douglas County Jail. Those that are sick and shut in, make sure you guys make yourself and your families proud. When you return to society, y'all. Oh yeah, we got police chief Todd Schmaderer coming up, y'all, pretty soon. He ain't got here yet, but stay tuned with us. Check out my man Brandon, y'all. Boss with me this morning. It's Black Friday, y'all. Support a black business. Boss with real.
Can't even see my daughter, I don't think it's fair to me. It feel like I gotta die to get someone to care for me. I often wonder why it ain't nobody there for me. Never really had nobody, so support is rare to me. I heard you only get one life and I've been moving carefully. Swear I done been to places people wouldn't dare to be. And now I see some things that I ain't really care to see. I'm a troubled human being and probably need some therapies. Cause nobody intervenes until they see you perishing. I don't want you to wait until I die to cherish me. Cause baby, I'm the king, I can't let you embarrass me. Doing in the end for me, it ain't nobody rare as me. See those abusing me, misusing and confusing me. Usually I'm a target, it's like they always choosing me. So I keep my heart regardless, so I don't end up losing me. I'd have been broken hearted before, it's nothing new to me. They thought I was retarded cause I maneuver stupidly. When in my head I thought no one maneuvered as smooth as me. A bunch of people faking, they be acting cool with me. Steady smiling in my face and probably plan on shooting me. Last dude tried to kill me, used to go to school with me. Been knowing up to second grade, he really grew with me. Now I can't leave the house unless I got that two of me. Be a cold day in hell before I let you fool with me. Girl, you wasting your time if you plan on seducing me. You can shake that booty me, but girl, it ain't amusing me. Baby, I would rather know what can you really do for me. Cause you gotta hit the door if you got plans to ruin me. Can't even see my daughter, I don't think it's fair to me. It feel like I gotta die to get someone to care for me. I often wonder why it ain't nobody there for me. Never really had nobody, so support is rare to me. I heard you only get one life and I've been moving carefully. Swear I done been to places people wouldn't dare to be. And now I see some things that I ain't really care to see. I'm a troubled human being and probably need some therapy. If you accept me, then accept how I'm living. If you respect me, then respect my decisions. I've been thugging with a passion. There's some things you can't imagine. Got mama telling me I need to move different. I've been tripping. I don't know why me and my daughter so distant. I don't know why they wanna ride my image. I know they don't want me completing my mission. Only God is my witness. Yeah. The same people I call family abandoned me. Say they love me and wouldn't lend it open-handed me. So when I'm up and finally able to manage me, I bet I won't forget the things you did to damage me. Saying sorry was just a way that you could banish me. But you can keep them fake apologies you handed me. Slowly but surely becoming the man I plan to be. God got a plan for me, but I don't think you understand. Can't see my daughter, I don't think it's fair to me. It feel like I gotta die to get someone to care for me. I often wonder why it ain't nobody there for me. Never really had nobody, so support is rare to me. I heard you only get one life and I've been moving carefully. Swear I done been to places people wouldn't dare to be. And now I see some things that I ain't really care to see. I'm a troubled human being and probably need some therapy.
All right, man. That was my man. That was my man Brandon from Sarpy County. You know, Sarpy County Jail. They actually pay. They call me. They actually pay to play their music. So make sure you guys do what you got to do to get rehabilitated. Let's make our families proud, y'all. I know you guys are listening to us. Y'all listen to us for a certain reason, and our goal again is to modify our behaviors. And so again, as we better citizens, better family members, and and better people at the same time. We got our guests in the house. You know how these stars are, Omaha. You know how these stars are. You actually wear a star. I think you wear a star. Don't you wear a star on your badge?
I do wear a couple, I think.
Okay. You know how these stars are, y'all. They got their own noun, verb, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all yes and predicates to introduce themselves. This brother, I call him a brother because he actually went down and testified. He said, I'd rather have 1,000 jobs than 1,000 police officers. I like that. I like that quote. I think you need to write a book about that. Chief, you need to write a book. I need 1,000 jobs versus 1,000 police officers. And that means our community is going to be safe. It's going to be safer because when you raise the economics of every community, it's been statistically shown that the violence goes down in that community. And being a former, I'm law enforcement, I'm always law enforcement as a probation officer. It's our responsibility as men to make sure that we're protecting our families. The police is just icing on the cake. They're the icing on the cake. We have to be the eyes and the ears of making sure our communities are safe. And so, and also we got to make sure that they are safe because, man, you know what? This is the world we're in. We have to have law enforcement. It's just the way it is. Until everybody actually follow God, and everybody not following God right now. Some of y'all are purposely having victims. And being a probation officer, former probation officer, and being a black man, I know for a fact that we have to be on purpose in regards to how we interact, but also how we behave in our own selves. And so, Omaha, you know how these stars are. You know how these stars are. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself. We'll get right into a dialogue because, of course, on a nationwide level, we're talking about the no-knock warrants. And here in our community, we have we've been very proactive. We want to stay proactive with the 360. They meet every Wednesday with all precincts. The captains give a update on any issues that's going on in the community, and we got to continue that dialogue because, man, actually, we're the trendsetters. I don't think any other community have been purposely and purposeful in improving police and community relations. I haven't seen it. And so we want to continue that, y'all. We're not trying to regress. We're not all the hard work. We're not trying to go backwards. And so the only way not to go backwards, we got to talk about issues that are on the national and local news. And one of the main concern is no knock. And so we got to bring the man that's in charge of it. Well, we might have to bring some prosecutors in here too, because they actually give the permission. I think the law enforcement provides the evidence, and I think the prosecutor actually issued the warrant. So we could call someone down from the county attorney also to talk to them to see that process from the police side to the county attorney side. And so everyone be educated on the process. This is civics 101. Wouldn't you say this, Chief?
I would. First of all, hey, thanks for having me on. Hello to all your listeners. Just quick introduction. I've been chief of the city of Omaha for almost 10 years now. If we go back 10 years in time and we look at the crime numbers in the city, the crime numbers in North Omaha, they're much better now. And we hope and we feel that the police community relations is better, but we continually to try to make strides, because I will say this: Omaha has got very distinct sections in the city, and as chief, one of my most favorite places to go to be is North Omaha. The community partners down here, the rich tradition, and the desire to make things better is really, really impressive. Very pleased to be a part of a proponent of the North Omaha Recovery Act. I think we've made strides over 10 years. I view that as an opportunity to make one big stride.
Right.
We did a lot in 10 years. This can really take us years and years ahead. So I thought that was well crafted. I think it's transformational, and I think it's high time that we do something like that.
Without doubt. So, man, I really I wanted to say it personally that I was glad that you went down there, because the head of law enforcement just reinforcing that increasing the economics of a community will decrease crime and make police officer jobs safer. Without doubt. And it's necessary. It's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely it is. I mean, if we look at that, the statement I made, I'd rather have 1,000 more jobs, if they're good jobs and strategically placed, more than 1,000 officers. I meant that. What 1,000 officers would do additionally is just provide an extra level of service, maybe a blanket deterrent, but it doesn't really address the root causes of crime. And if somebody has a very good job, an opportunity to provide for their family, that will pass on from generation to generation, and eventually you'll see much better results from that.
Without doubt. Omaha, again, we're talking to our police chief, and again, we here at the Boss, we bring people in that are responsible for our livelihood, and the chief is responsible for the safety of this community. Of course, he partners with other levels of law enforcement, like the sheriff department, the FBI, and other entities that's in this community, because there's different jurisdictions. But it's necessary. It's necessary, and we should be reinforcing, especially if we're Black, that we get involved in law enforcement. We have to have a diverse law enforcement in order to make sure that it continues to grow and it continues to improve on community relations. And so I know the fire department, shouts out to the fire department, is one of the most diverse classes that I've seen. They did a great job of recruiting. I know the sheriff department's recruiting. Chief, are you guys recruiting now?
We are. We're going to put a class on probably in April this year. So the hiring process starts, I believe, very soon, March 1st, I believe.
Okay.
So if you're interested in being a law enforcement officer, the Omaha Police Department strives to have a diverse police department for our city, for our community. That all cities need police, because there are areas that we need to address, but it's certainly acceptable, certainly fine, and certainly my standard that we have a very solid, good police department and good policing. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, without a doubt. So give us some background, because a lot of people don't know who you are, where you came from, And then we could talk about the no knock, because first I like to get people to know you as a person versus a chief. Are you a family member? You got kids? You got grandkids? I know you got a little gray hair in your head.
Well, yeah, I developed a few gray hairs over the last 10 years. So I've been with the Omaha Police Department for 26 years. And like I mentioned earlier, basically the last 10 have been as chief of police. I came up through the ranks within the Omaha Police Department, spent a good portion of my policing actually working the north side of the city. So I felt I had a pretty good understanding of what the city needed as I went through the ranks. It's hard to come in from the outside and get a feel for a city.
Right.
So coming up through the ranks, I developed a lot of relationships, saw what I thought could work by national standards, by best practices across the country in Omaha, tweaked it to Omaha's needs, and really have been just plugging away at it ever since. I do have 2 kids. They're older now. They're 22 and 18, and I spend a tremendous amount of my personal time just being a part of their lives when they're in sports, etc. Just like any father would do.
Right.
And I spend a lot of time doing that. And then on my free time, everybody always kind of laughs at this, but on my free time, my dad and I, sometimes my brother will come along. We like to go to Las Vegas and play high stakes poker.
Oh, hey, man. Hey. So next time you go, Chief, I go see God out in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
Hey, that's what I do. I go see God in Vegas. So I don't gamble, but if I would have gambled, it'll be poker because you can kind of control your destiny. Well, I can play this card, I can bluff, or I can.
Yeah, it's a little bit of game of chess. There's some strategy, short term, long term. You play the cards, you play the player. So I find it to be a fascinating release. I'm not much of a gambler either. I mean, we're talking a couple times a year, but when I say that, people always give me a laugh or a look. They're surprised I would do that.
Okay, and there's nothing wrong with it, man. Hey, you got to love yourself. Every day, every Thursday, we call it Love Yourself Thursday. So do something purposeful that demonstrate that you love yourself, and that's your connection with your family.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something my father and I like to do together, and look forward to next time.
Without a doubt. So, the day is Friday, y'all. Make sure that you guys spend time with your family today. All right, we're gonna get right into the grind of it. Of course, we've seen what happened in Minneapolis with the no knock. Being a former probation officer, I've never seen. Usually with a no knock, especially in LA, they go through your house with a batted around. Omaha haven't got to that level, or they kick your door in. But I've never seen a key used before. So even in the spy movies, James Bond, they picked the lock. You know what I mean? So
sure.
But I never really seen a key before used in a no knock situation. So, Chief, can you explain to us what's Omaha Police Department procedure when it comes to any warrant? Let's talk about just any warrant first, and then we can talk about no knock.
Okay, so, be happy to. I want to go over the basics of the case in Minneapolis first, because that'll set a foundation for us. So essentially what happened in Minneapolis is they were attempting to serve a no-knock warrant for a homicide suspect. They got a judge to sign a no-knock warrant. The service of it, I believe, was actually going to be in St. Paul, so they asked St. Paul was actually serving that homicide warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And so the service of that was going to be in Minneapolis, and they asked Minneapolis Police Department to serve a knock and announce warrant. The Minneapolis Police Department overruled them since it was their jurisdiction and did a no-knock warrant. When they went in with a no-knock, they essentially broke the door down, which is a no-knock, and then you enter into the abode. Once they entered in, they encountered somebody that was unrelated to the warrant, an individual by the name of Amir Locke. Amir Locke was sleeping, and he woke up and he had a gun in his hand, and realized that Amir Locke wasn't a part of this warrant. Realized he's probably wondering who the heck is coming into my house,
mm-hmm.
and he was ultimately shot by law enforcement. And he has sent, and that caused a lot of agencies, a lot of people across the country to really step up and say, what in the world is going on here? We have somebody that unrelated to this particular matter who has just been killed. So it deserves a lot of attention. There has been a growing consensus in law enforcement over the years that no-knock warrants are not worth the risk associated with them. So there's really two types of warrants that you can get. There are your no-knock warrants, and that is when a judge signs it and says, look, the circumstances are dangerous. You don't have to announce that you're police. You can hit the door, and then upon entry, you start yelling police. The other one is a knock and announce, and that is also signed by a judge, and that's where you knock on the door, announce that you're the police, give a reasonable amount of time for somebody inside to respond, to come out, and that is your second form of a serving of that warrant. So you can see the dangers associated with both of them.
Right.
And you can see that on very rare circumstances where law enforcement will actually do a no-knock warrant. In Omaha, we started taking a look at the no-knock situation after the Breonna Taylor case.
Okay.
And we felt, look, there's something that's got to be done better here. And we changed our policy, made it a higher level of approval to even try to get a no-knock warrant. And then even when we do have them, our tactics are a little bit different in Omaha. We're not, I don't want to get into tactics too much, but we're not, when we do get a no-knock warrant signed, we're not doing your traditional barge into the house type of maneuver. We just don't feel that's prudent for the safety of the officers a lot of times, and for the safety of those inside. And the one thing that you have to do as law enforcement is you have to understand that a ton of investigation must go into any house that you're going to enter, especially when you're serving a no-knock warrant. Who's in that house? Why are they there? Are they related to this matter? Is there a better time to arrest your suspect? All those things have to be taken into consideration to try to avoid a situation that Amir Locke found himself into. And, you asked the due diligence of your leaders in law enforcement to do that. I'm not sure what took place as far as investigation in Minneapolis. The only thing I know is the outcome of that particular case.
Okay. I like what you said, that it's dangerous for both. I just saw, I think it was, I don't know if it was in, I know it was in another state. They did a warrant on domestic violence and 9 officers got shot or something like that.
Yeah, there was, I recall that. I can't remember what state. I think it was 4 or 5.
Yes.
But there were like 9 officers there. It is dangerous, and the law enforcement can be a dangerous job. I mean, we are tasked, if somebody has committed a violent crime, we are tasked by the courts to try to apprehend them. That is part of our role. And if we don't, can you imagine the damage to society if we don't make those arrests?
Right.
But the key is making those arrests without doing the least amount of harm possible, especially to those who are innocent and don't have anything to do with these matters. And I feel really needs to come into play, and you have to be cognizant of the fact of who is in that house, because we all could be Amir Locke. If somebody broke into my house in the middle of the morning when I'm sleeping, my reaction is going to be very similar.
Right.
So those due considerations have to take place. I feel we've made a lot of changes in Omaha over the years, even before the Amir Locke case. And even with this one, just like in any major event that occurs across the country nationally, we like to take a look at it just to make sure that we're up to speed and best practices, best tactics. Because a lot of times you can learn from others' mistakes.
Right.
And if you can prevent that from happening in Omaha, that's what our strive is to do. And very similar to the no-knock warrants is police pursuits. They can get very dangerous too. So you have to have a good threshold of when it's worth the risk to public safety versus apprehension of that offender. So I kind of liken those two together. To do it efficiently and to nuance these very dangerous situations in law enforcement, you have to train, you have to hold everybody accountable, and you have to retrain. You have to really instill it into the culture of an agency.
Because being a former probation officer, and I got friends that are police officers. Especially seeing that last situation when that guy ambushed, and if you outgunned with automatic weapon, you don't know what they got inside their
Right.
So regardless of how much investigation, if there's children, bullets go through walls, it's just a lot of different variables when you do a no knock versus just waiting till the suspect come outside and apprehend them. Then, like I say, he's even more dangerous in the car because you got other innocent citizens that can get in accidents, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm glad you guys are looking at a different approach, and even making it harder for yourselves to even acquire those no-knock warrants unless you have the specific address, because it's your responsibility to make sure that you're going to the right address.
Absolutely. And that's part of the investigation. You should really verify that 3 times. Is 3 layers, not one individual verifying it, but 3 different layers plus a physical site investigation before you actually serve that warrant. Go there, take a look at it, see what the terrain is like. You don't want to go into these things haphazard. They take time, they take work. And the key is to instill that culture to do that work. As human beings and as employees, oftentimes corners can get cut if you're tired, if you feel overworked or something.
Right.
But the checks and balances and the supervision and the culture to make sure that all those boxes are checked before you endeavor to do a no-knock or a knock and announce search warrant is really incumbent upon the culture of an agency.
When did this policy change? When did they even start doing no-knock warrants? And have you even seen the statistics on how officers are being hurt with those versus executing a regular warrant where they just catch them in regular?
Right.
I know sometimes you call them and say you won a prize, and so,
yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, regardless of anything, you would think law enforcement would be looking at how many officers are getting hurt doing no-knock warrants, and that's why. And we have looked at that, and of course it's very dangerous. And of course, when it's dangerous, the element of the number of officers getting hurt goes higher, just like in police pursuits being dangerous, just like domestic violence calls. And that's why there's been a growing consensus in law enforcement all across this country that no-knocks need to be really minimized as much as possible.
Okay.
And unfortunately, and I say this with all due respect to my colleagues across the country, not all police departments are the same. We don't work under one umbrella.
Right.
And there's various progression paths that every police department has had. And I don't know what the progression Minneapolis has had as a department, but the Omaha Police Department is a certified law enforcement agency. And you would expect, and you would almost admire if your major city police department is certified and has gone through the paces to do best practices, to constantly scrutinize what they are doing. But not all of them are.
Right.
Not all of them are.
Well, we do tell the truth over here, Chief. We call it Tell the Truth Tuesday. I'm pretty sure some of that rubbed it off on you, without a doubt. No, we appreciate you you coming up here today, and I'm glad to hear that the Omaha Police Department have looked at this several years ago with the Breonna Taylor. That happened, a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Uh-huh. So you guys have been looking at this for a while now.
Yeah, we actually made the changes quite a while ago, and we're open to tweaking things and refining things further, because it's such a static. It's not a static environment that we work in. It's very variable based, and in order to cut down the risk, you got to constantly stay on top of what's going on across the country, what we're doing, and continually review those. But I do appreciate it. It's been an honor to be on your show this morning. I enjoyed my drive down here. It's been a little bit since I've been in this facility, and just a good morning to all your listeners on behalf of the Omaha Police Department and myself.
Now, Omaha, the Burst of Bless, we're talking to our police chief, Todd Schmaderer. He's been our chief for the last 10 years. Actually, our last 3 chiefs have been very proactive in community police relations.
Yeah, they really haven't. And when you look at that progression, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You want to build off the work of the previous chief.
Mm-hmm.
And, let's say this, 3 chiefs before me probably had a bigger lift on police community relations, and it got a little better. Than the next chief took that and ran. And then try to continue that on. And that's why mayors and police chiefs are such important, and even county attorneys are such important figures in a city, because they can either continue a trend towards positive or they could take it the other direction.
Right. And man, I was so happy again. I want to give you your flowers while you're alive. You're, of course, opposite of Bo Connor, without a doubt, by going and testifying that we would prefer to have 1,000 jobs versus 1,000 police officers. And
well, can I add something to that?
Yeah.
I've watched the summer jobs program here in the city of Omaha really pick up. And if you look at the number of jobs and that access going up, and up, you can see a corresponding axis of crime going down, down, down.
Right.
And it's something that's been studied, tested, and true. And in Omaha is perfectly suited because it's got a bed of superior community leaders to make this work.
Without a doubt. The Sherwood Foundation, and shouts out to the Sherwood Foundation, even the White Family Foundation, for even doing research on giving single mothers money to see if babies could even recognize the positive shift of economics in the community, and even babies recognize through that research from their mom's language and body language that there was improvement in their household. And so I know for a fact that economics is directly correlated with violence. It's directly correlated. And so if we can raise the economic level of our community, violence will go down. It will go down. And my brother to my right is a prime example of that. And so we want to make sure. Let me see, we got to call Chief. But Chief, tell the people how they can become law enforcement officers, because to me that's way more important.
Yeah, absolutely. If you are interested in be a part of the Omaha Police Department, we are a diverse group of professional men and women that serve the city of Omaha. There's a lot of areas in which you can work in the Omaha Police Department. We typically associate police with those officers driving around in marked police cruisers, but that's just one small part of it. There are various jobs in the detective bureau, crime prevention bureaus, narcotics units. There's a great place to work because you can move around. When you go to a job, sometimes you can get stuck in your environment for a long time. In the Omaha Police Department, you can move around, you can work different facets of the job, and really once you become a part of it and you see the opportunity that you have to actually make a difference, it's oftentimes enticing to those, and they'll continue their career for 25 years. So if you want to apply for the Omaha Police Department, all you need to do is go to the City of Omaha website or the Omaha Police website, and you'll see right on there, it's joinopd.com. You can fill out your application right online. They'll notify you when the testing process is, and you go through an initial written test. And then after that, if you make the cut, there's various other layers in which we will vet your candidacy to make sure that we're getting the right people.
Now, if I'm just a citizen, I don't want to be a patrol officer. I just want to work with the forensic department because I got a science degree, or I just want to do some other things. I don't want to be a uniform. There's a civilian workforce also that work for you guys too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great statement and question, because there are about 900 police officers, but the Omaha Police Department's over 1,200 employees. And so over 300 of our employees are what we consider professional staff or civilian employees. When you look at the TV show CSI, or you see those shows, we have that in the city of Omaha's police department. They are civilian employees who work the crime scenes. They'll analyze the evidence. They'll gather the evidence. And that's a very large unit. We have a lot of employees that work in that because of just the size of our city.
Right.
So if you're interested in that, that's a separate hiring process outside of law enforcement. You don't have to go through the academy. You don't have to become a certified law enforcement officer. You're a professional member of crime scene investigation.
Great. Omaha, the birds are blessed. We talked to our police chief here, Todd Schmaderer. We want to talk about no knocks. They changed their policy over 3 years ago and made it harder for Omaha Police Department to even attain those, which is a great thing. And the police department is advocating that $440 million come to this community to raise the economic level of this community to not only make this community safer, but make police officer job safer. They have families, y'all. They got children just like we do. They're humans like we are, y'all. They're no different. They're not alien.
The one area that I really appreciate about the North Omaha Recovery Act that Senators Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne put forward is they recognize that addressing the root causes is not an immediate fix. It's a long-term cure. You might not see the fruits of the labor, but for 4, 5, 10 years.
Right.
But to me, that's a very selfless act to say, you know what, we need to do this for the generation 10 years from now. Because if we don't,
right,
things will just continue to get worse. While other areas of our city have a bit more of an advantage, they're going to continue to grow into that advantage.
Right.
So I felt that was very impressive to me, that that they took the interest in the long-term growth of a community.
As you see other communities, crime rates go up, and the de-investment in police and the perpetualness of the separation of the community because of the lack of community police relations.
Mm-hmm.
We're not on that trajectory, y'all. We're not one of those cities, so that's why we brought the chief in, to make sure that we continue on the path that we're going and being the example how other people should behave. Of course, we still have more work to do, but at least we're talking about solving those problems versus digging into our trenches and continuing the separation and the decay of our communities. You see, other large communities are decaying. The crime rate is going up mainly because there's no community police relations.
Yeah, that is very true. And COVID intercepted that and took cities that were struggling with police community relations, took cities that were struggling with economic situations, and made it tremendously worse.
Right.
And in my opinion, Omaha, we had a year too during 2020 spiked violent crime, every major city across this country.
Mm-hmm.
And we were coming off 4-year lows in violent crime in our city. That last 4 years, 17, 18, 19, leading up to 2020 was our lowest 4 years that we've had in probably 30 or 40 years.
Wow.
And so it spiked up during the COVID year, but the key is, does that spike continue to rise, or do we start to regress it back down and go down to our 40-year lows? And Omaha's bucking that trend, and we're taking it back down. And I try to focus what we do based on what Omaha's standards are, because it's our community. But there are times where you do need to look at other cities our size and other major cities and see what exactly their progress is, to kind of gauge how your strategy is working. And Omaha is one of the very few major cities that is reversing that violent crime trend. But in addition to that, Omaha is one of the very few communities that will have a clearance rate, and I'm talking a homicide clearance rate, of over 80%. And when you talk a clearance rate, you're looking directly almost at police community relations. If you look at a city that has a low homicide clearance rate, I'll show you a city that has very poor police community relations. So that correlation and that work is very important. And there are various statistics that I look at to gauge the trajectory of the city of Omaha: the number of shootings, the number of homicides, our clearance rate for homicides, and the number of complaints received against police officers by our internal affairs unit. But not only that, the number of complaints that I'll initiate investigations on, and the number of complaints that I receive from community partners such as the NAACP, politicians that community members will go towards, the ACLU. They will all bring complaints to me if there is somebody that they have come to them and they are fearful of coming to the police department.
Right.
So we gauge that whole ecosystem to see what trajectory we are on as a police department. And if I see any one of those axes start to spin in the wrong direction, it gets our full attention.
I got a call, Chief. A young lady was asking about mental health patients,
mm-hmm.
and I work in the mental health field. her concern is taking mental health, those that are dealing with mental health, to jail.
Right.
How is the my question for you, because there's no other alternative because they close all the mental health hospitals and institutions, so you can't take them to them. So how can the money that's coming down from I think the county, they're going to be investing in mental health. How can I help you guys in regards to dealing with suspects that that might be having some mental issues, and instead of taking them to jail, that's overcrowding the jail, that we could take us to a mental facility that can actually get them help?
That is actually a fantastic question by your caller, because there was a point in time, and we may still be there, because I say point in time because some progress has been made, and I'll talk about that progress. There was a point in time where our Douglas County Correctional Facility was probably our biggest mental health facility in the entire state.
Right.
And the problem law enforcement would have is we would arrive on the scene and somebody would be in a mental crisis, and they may be damaging windows or
right.
Who knows what their intent is going on inside their brain at that moment. But we had no other choice but to arrest them and take them to the Douglas County Corrections. And then they were responsible for providing them any mental health treatment that they may have. As a matter of fact, a memory of what they did wasn't even present a lot of times.
Right.
So how do you hold that person accountable? That person really needs some help. And the last several years, Omaha as a city and Douglas County, especially as a county, has really stepped forward as a community to open up those mental health beds so that we don't have to make those arrests, so that we can do what we call emergency protective custody and put them in place so they can get their mental health addressed. But in addition to that, Omaha police are oftentimes going to be your first responders to those in a mental crisis, and they happen dozens of times a day. So it is incumbent upon that police department to be well trained into how to interact with those in a mental crisis, and we've improved on that. We had a situation in 2016 in which we dealt with somebody in a mental crisis that I did not feel was handled very appropriately, and we made a number of positive changes after that fact. And right now we have a very good core of crisis intervention officers who are specially trained to talk to those in a mental crisis, but also we respond to mental health calls with a co-responder. And that is an actual mental health professional, not a law enforcement officer, that will respond to us. And once that situation is safe, because we can't put them in harm's way.
Right.
Once that situation is safe, they can take over the dialogue and the assistance and the treatment protocols and what area of assistance that individual needs. And that's been a tremendous success for the city of Omaha. And we look at the data. And when we started that program, I looked at the data and it just started begging for even more and more and more mental health co-responders. So we've added them. The pool was deep, the need was there, and that unit within the Omaha Police Department is going to continue to grow because it's a public service that we can provide to our community that makes a huge difference.
Chief, we got a couple people texting. They got some ideas for you to help with crime stopping.
All right, so, I'm all ears.
So I'm gonna get your number. They want to talk to you offline.
Okay.
To some of the ideas they have just to help Crime Stopper. All right. Here in our community, the only way we're gonna make sure our community is safe, everyone has to be part of the process of making it safe. We have elderly in our community that have sacrificed for us to live the life that we have living. And we got to make sure that their livelihood is safe as they get older. We don't need no one breaking in old people's houses or beating them up. And I see all this kind of stuff, enforcement, because some people are on mental psycho, and some people are actually doing it on purpose, and some is in drug induced. So we need law enforcement, and we need you guys to be law enforcement officers. There's civilian division, just in case you don't want to wear the blue, you want to be a professional, but you still want to help solve crimes. They have that division also. So let's be proactive, and let's diversify the police department so we could be the example of America. Of course, we got stuff still to do, But only way to do it, you got to get involved to change it. You got to get involved to change it. Else that we didn't discuss that you want to bring some attention to that we need to watch? Is it a suspect that we need to put everybody need to put their eyes on so we can help solve these crimes? What can we do as citizens to make your job easier?
Yeah, it's another great question. So I want to acknowledge the city of Omaha. I want to acknowledge North Omaha in particular for something. When I first took over as chief, and there was a crime that occurred, it was oftentimes hard to get somebody to come forward and talk to us and be a witness to that crime.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have something like a drive-by shooting, oftentimes, you lack a lot of DNA because there's a distance there. You lack a lot of the forensic pieces, and really what you need is a witness. This is the car. This is what I saw. And we struggled with that, and our clearance rate wasn't very good. And over the years, through trust building, through relationship building, we really don't have that problem anymore. And the community has really stepped up and said, look, there's a crime that occurs. It's not going to be tolerated.
Period.
So they've worked with the police department on that. We've maintained your trust. If we look at the reduction of crime, if we look at the increased clearance rate, I think that if you use those as barometers, we've kept up our end of the deal. And the second thing I want to thank everybody for is it's a large city. It's 500,000 people. There's nearly 1,000 police officers. There's going to be mistakes made.
Mm-hmm.
And the key is, is that a systemic mistake? Is that something that needs to be corrected wholesale from the inside? Is it an individual mistake that officer needs to be eliminated from employment? All those things have to be addressed, and the community has worked with us very well as mistakes have arisen. We've worked them out together as partners, and what you would expect out of a good relationship. So that's really how I kind of want to end things, is just kind of thanking everybody for working with us and the progress that we've been a part of, reducing crime in the city of Omaha. But the main thing is we're just improving quality of life.
Well, Omaha, the birds are blessed. I know the chief got to go back to fighting crime. All right, let's pray for the police department for keeping us safe, and also make sure that you apply to be part of the police department, y'all. And let's stop this narrative that we need not to be police officer Black people. We have to be part of the safety of our community. Even God ordains it that the man is supposed to be the protector and provider of his family and his community, and we got to participate in that process. The chief, they have open positions now. You have to apply. You have to apply. They have the police unions. They have the Latino, the African American police associations. Those entities can help you with the police testing to get prepped for that. And so there's help out here, so we can change this community. Chief, we appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Like I said, things have improved. We still got more work to do, but as long as we dialoguing, we have the potential to get it done.
Let's dialogue, let's work together, and let's get it done.
It is 9:10. We about to get out of here. I'm going to take a picture with the chief real quick. Let everybody know I got protection. Oh, yeah, I got protection, without a doubt. Oh, yeah, today is Black Friday. We encourage you to support a Black business because, oh, yeah, when the tide come in, we want everybody in the harbor to rise. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. We want everybody to rise. Be intentional today. Get your vitamin D. Get outside, y'all. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. It says it's going to snow a little bit on Sunday. I don't know. We're going to have to talk to the meteorologists. We're going to have to talk to them, Chief. We had to put a warrant on them. I don't know. Shouts out to everybody in the city. Man, I love this city, y'all. Be purposeful this weekend on loving yourself. If you are dealing with something, anything that's domestic, paying a bill, if you are being threatened, wherever it is, call 211. Tell somebody. Let's lower our pride and let's seek help, y'all. All right, we about to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Boss with us.
Another flame.
One for you and your friends. One papers. Two. Roll papers too. Do what gangsters do.
Through with the basics, you think it's a spaceship when I ride through. Feel like I'm on ice, we just glide. This parasites, I get getting a pair of off-whites. No, I wanted, you could see it in my eyes. Surprised, cause I visualized it. Always knew I was the man, you just realized it. Don't need a detector, I can see the lies. I'm a different type of being, drive the type of whip you like to be in. Smoke got my eyes looking Korean. Every time that I fly VIP and all of my ride. Two choice, that's double homicide. Got you rolling papers to me while you getting high. We went from copping it to supplying. Beat her at the drop of a dime. All else fails, I could depend on mine. Signs, my getting high. Party of flies, Taylor gang will resign. Why you even come back to my crib if you ain't staying? Riding with some real know that we ain't playing. Pockets all swollen, you know that I keep them faces. Money through the roof, I just crash it and replace it. All my bad, I don't cook her if she basic. Violent in the game, Khalifa, man, the greatest. Blowing all this money, need someone to have it. Licking on me all night, she say she love my flavor. Homie, I'm a boss, baby, I don't need no favors. Got so many cars, I don't got room for my neighbors. Got a bad bra, would you know me, I might take her. About it, though I'm all about my paper. Khalifa, man, I'm sticking to the core, no, I don't save her. Sucking on me good, treat me like a now and later. Breakfast in the morning, we can get our dinner catered. Try to hit my phone, I don't pick up cause I'm faded. I've been on my cause I'm hot now. I ain't used to get it, but I got it now. You can't tell me nothing. Anything I want, I pull up in. I've been on my cause I'm hot now. I ain't used to get it, but I got it now. You can't tell me nothing. Anything I want, I pull up in. Anything I want, I pull up in. Walking in the back, we can't do the front. Real pay the papers a plus. Ain't with the gang, you can't sit with us. Take them phones, ain't a thing, we don't trust them. Send them for the games, why they came, we don't love them. Taking all our time, we don't need to rush. Smell like AK is serious. Grind every day, cause the process I trust it. Think they the way, but they bluffing. Baby, I can spend it all on grinding, you'll get all this. My is ballin'. I've been on my cause I'm hot now.
Cha-ching! It's that time again, tax time. This year, get with the tax pros at Advanced Tax Solutions. We'll help you find every tax deduction you deserve to help you get the max back. Do you have a small business? No worries. We specialize in small business tax returns and help you prepare your Schedule C profit and loss statement. Don't leave any money on the table. Get back every dollar you deserve from Uncle Sam. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today at 402-972-0557 or stop by our office located at 6311 Ames Avenue. Use our 24/7 Dropbox service for your convenience. Get the max back today. Advanced Tax Solutions now serving the Omaha community and all 50 states. Call 402-972-0557 today.
Advanced Tax is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7, The Boss.
Do you want to increase confidence, accountability, and clarity for your child? Is he or she struggling with one or more subjects in school? Sign up today at Free Time Fund Foundation 591-9598. You can also for more information. Services are very affordable and tutoring is in all subjects, grades 3rd through 8th, advanced specialty courses, and GED assistance. What makes us offer alternate learning techniques and study habits that help prepare a variety of individuals at all levels. We meet you where you are, and our 8-week sessions can be online, at select libraries, or in person. 10% of all of our profits go directly back into the youth community group and services as donations at the Omaha metro area to support our next generation. Check us out today at Free Time Fund Foundation, 402-591-9598. You'll be so glad you did. At Free Time Fund Foundation, and I am a proud sponsor of
Ching! It's that time again, tax time. This year, get with the tax pros at Advanced Tax Solutions. We'll help you find every tax deduction you deserve to help you get the max back. Do you have a small business? No worries. We specialize in small business tax returns and help you prepare your Schedule C profit and loss statement. Don't leave any money on the table. Get back every dollar you deserve from Uncle Sam. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today at 402-972-05. Or stop by our office located at 6311 Ames Avenue. Use our 24/7 Dropbox service for your convenience. Get the max back today. Advanced Tax Solutions now serving the Omaha community and all 50 states. Call 402-972-0557 today.
Advanced Tax is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7, The Boss.
Heart Ministry Center. Healthcare and a way forward to families in Omaha experiencing poverty. You can make the holiday season brighter for your neighbors in need by donating today at heartministrycenter.org or by calling 402-451-2321. Thank you for your generous support.
Heart Ministry Center is a proud supporter of KOWN 95.7, The Boss.
Do you want to increase confidence, accountability, and clarity for your child? Is he or she struggling with one or more subjects in school? Sign up today at Free Time Fund Foundation or call 402-591-9598. You can also check out our Facebook page for more information. Services are very affordable and tutoring is in all subjects, grades 3rd through 8th, advanced specialty courses, and GED assistance. What makes us different is that we offer alternate learning techniques and study habits that help prepare a variety of individuals at all levels. We meet you where you are, and our 8-week sessions can be online, at select libraries, or in person. 10% of all of our profits go directly back into the youth community group and services as donations at the Omaha metro area to support our next generation. Check us out today at Free Time Fund Foundation, 402-591-9598. You'll be so glad you did. At Free Time Fund Foundation, and I am a proud sponsor of 95.7 The Boss.
All right, Omaha, the Burbs are blessed. We're about to get out of here. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming through this morning. Phil Rooney from the Dutch County Health Department and our police chief, Todd Schmaderer, for coming through and talking about the no-knock warrants procedures here in Omaha Police Department. As he indicated that they changed their policies about 3 years ago, 3 or 4, and Breonna Taylor was killed. The chief indicated that they have made it harder for them to obtain no-knock warrants. He indicated that it's unsafe for his officers as well as for those that they're looking for. And he indicated that they look at other alternatives to arrest besides no-knock warrants as well as high pursuit chase. Again, we want to continue the work that 360 has done in regards to community police relations. We want to continue to improve community police relations. And I know for a fact, one of the best ways to improve community police relations is to have more immigrants, minorities to apply to be police officers. So let's get involved with the safety of our community. Let's stop the narrative that our children shouldn't be police officers. God ordains that the man is to protect and provide for his family. God says it, and you should not be going against God. We need our men to protect us. We need our men and women to protect us. All right. So Omaha Police Department is looking for you. The Sheriff Department is looking for you. We need more minorities to be law enforcement officers. We have great influence, great experience, and great love. And that needs to be part of the law enforcement body. All right. So let's get it done. Shouts out again to our chief, I was really proud of him that he went down and testified on our behalf on the side of North Omaha, and we need more of our brothers and sisters that didn't grow up here in North Omaha, that ain't black, to show some more love. And so shouts out to our police chief for going down to Lincoln and testifying that $440 million that our senators are advocating to come to North Omaha to make a significant change. I really appreciate that. All right. Omaha, the birds, the bluffs. It's Black Friday. We encourage you to support a black business. And if you black, that's your responsibility. All right. Let's be purposeful today. Let's be purposeful today. I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I wish I can go back to the desert. But I might be going to the mountaintop. Oh, yeah, I might be going to the mountaintop to go see God. I like to go see God on the weekends. Go hang out with him. All right? Have some fun today, y'all. Keep your head towards God. Boss with me.